Fried Architects is an it's an architectural firm that has quite a diverse portfolio on private residential, as well as our special interest in community care projects like childcare and senior care spaces. So today we will share with you some of our works in childcare and senior care. So this is a map of Singapore. We started our works designing a lot of childcare centers in void decks. Void decks are actually empty ground floors of public housing blocks, we call HDB, and they are freed up for community activities. So today we have designed more than 60 void decks, and recent years there's a shift of emphasis from classroom learning to all outdoor learning. So in this project, Shinkang Riverside Childcare Center is one of the first typology in Singapore to situate a childcare in an existing park, to merge the building into the landscape and providing a focal point for the park. So residents have been very receptive on this new center. Okay, we designed a very open interior space that connects physically and visually to the park. This gives the children a very immersive nature learning environment. And curriculum has also changed a lot and tailor-made, especially for children to venture out and connect to nature. Basically for Singapore kids to get their hands and feet dirty. So there's also an internal garden created for storytelling in the park, in the internal park. And the space is perfect for indoor sports and arts classes. So children can actually cycle around the building on the second floor. So this project, Firmview Childcare Center, is the second center that we did for the same operator. So adopting the same Biofleet concept, we designed a huge ETFE canopy shaped like a nest fern leaf that covers and provides shade for the entire school. So this center has been completed recently, and classes has started about 2 weeks ago. So the school has a capacity of 500 children with classrooms and surrounding a Biofleet playscape and atelier. So there's also a small running track as well as a traffic park on the rooftop for children to actually learn about traffic rules in Singapore. And what we did to the facade, we created planters along the facade, allowing the creepers and plants to actually flourish and cover the whole facade. It also gives additional shade to the classrooms, and the foliage shadow actually brings in the feeling of outdoor into the interior classrooms. So children and caretakers are greeted every morning with this Biofleet playscape at the entrance and the heart of the center. So this area also forms a very calming environment, especially for those very young children or parents with separation anxiety. So they come in and say goodbye to their kids. So we move on to the next project. We got this very interesting project, kind of adapting and reusing an old high school compound into a childcare center. So the tricky part is to build a Biofleet playground without demolishing an air raid shelter below the basketball court. So we have to think about a lot of creative ways to create a safe environment. So that we started saying, hey, let's cover the whole hard court and air raid shelter with a thin layer of landscape, creating a surface of a playscape, and using a ribbon walkway to link up the playscape with classrooms, thereby creating a secured environment. So the Biofleet playscape is divided into a few zones that are linked together. We have a dry stream with collected rainwater release on demand to let children understand gravity, river formation. We have a forest walk pavilion to understand trees, flower pavilion, as well as amphitheater. So this ribbon forms a protective barrier, so children do not wander off unnecessarily. Openings are made so teachers can easily manage the class, and it also forms a very simple visual guide for children to navigate around the space. The orange ribbon forms the shelter from the rain and sun, especially in Singapore where it rains so often. It also becomes a running track for the children to use as well. And it connects back to the main classroom block, so provides a lot of shelter. Okay, we started extending our works to senior care centers recently, and have a privilege to work with King Hua and Feng Ying from Colors, this year's Archifest director, on a community senior care project in the Heartlands. So Ang Mo Kio Touchpoint is a senior activity center that is extended from a public housing HDB void deck. Through the design of Touchpoint, the void deck actually remains largely public space for all locals, giving seniors more flexibility to use these spaces collaboratively, heightening their sense of ownership and feeling of community. So it's a launch pad to connect residents and support seniors to live more independently with facilities like rehabilitative therapy, common activity area for community cookout, community farm, and also a Gymtonic, which is like a community gym. So following Ang Mo Kio Touchpoint, we continue to work with Gymtonic on this center. Okay, Gymtonic is an initiative by Lian Foundation. They use state-of-art gym machines to offer smart strength training to seniors. So we wanted to create an exciting and youthful space for seniors to work out and feel revitalized. We created this canyon-like space with hanging landscape plants to transform the space into a runway for seniors. So seniors gained a lot of confidence in strength training, and many actually commented they feel younger again in this space that's specially designed for them. So lastly, we have been continuously challenging the design concept for care spaces, redefining where centers can be located and how the design can integrate the community. So hopefully our works can bring us more into creating more interesting intergeneration environment for Singapore. Thank you.